Hello, and welcome to another episode of Don't Panic Geocacher. As today is Black Friday in the US, it's a big shopping day, and it has just been Thanksgiving, which is a big cooking day in the US. I decided that talk about a specific puzzle that is related to both of those might be appropriate. So my name is Arjen, and I go by WhatIfN5 on the geocaching.com website. And in this video, a relatively short one, I will talk a specific puzzle type that I've seen quite a bit used in mystery caches and like to explain how to solve it, but also when making this that there is some common pitfalls to look out for that will make solving it quite complicated. So here is the example of the puzzle. So in this case, you can assume the degrees, north 36, west 94, and both, there's two combinations. So I have a shopping list or a recipe. I've seen it used in both scenarios, and it lists specific products that you need. Now, the idea behind this is that you have to look up these products, find a number for each one, and if you do that, if you add the numbers, you will get the coordinates. So these will give you north, these will give you west, minus the degrees. You have to add the degrees to it. If you solve it correctly, it will bring you to a thematic location. So you can verify for yourself whether you've solved it correctly. You can also drop me a quick message and I'm happy to verify your answers for you. Now, how do you solve this? Now, I will later on use these again, so you don't have to remember them. But the idea behind it is that they use produce lookup codes. These codes have been standardized, so they are the same. However, there's lots of tricky things going on here, because even though this is used quite a bit, I often see them used incorrectly, because these codes are not necessarily unique, meaning that if you look up apples, you may find lots of code for apples. And even some of the more trickier ones, and I will show you an example of that, you can still see that sometimes there is two different codes for it. So as somebody making this puzzle, please be careful that you're using one that will give a unique combination, or people will have trouble solving the puzzle and may have to try multiple times with the checker to get the correct code. Also, there's a lot of resources available on the internet, and if you do a search, there is a good chance that there might actually be a wrong or a duplicate answer. So a website may give you an answer for only one of them instead of all the different answers. So I have two particular websites that I use that I find reliable, that have all the different numbers, but also have the numbers that are set by the standard. So I will show you how to look up these codes and some of the pitfalls that I just mentioned and how to avoid them. So here are the two websites that I recommend using. This is the official International Federation for Produce Standards. So they're kind of like the official source. And if you use this website, the nice part about it is that it can search both by number. Some websites only allow by number, but you can also search by text. So in this case, if I say Queen Pineapple, which was one of the numbers or one of the produce numbers that I used, you can see that it will do a search for both words. So we get all the pineapples and we get the Queen Pineapple and we find a number associated with it. So you also see, for example, that the word pineapple is not unique at all. So this is one of the pitfalls. If somebody just says pineapple, then, well, which one, right? Is it a small pineapple or a large pineapple? You see here the difference, small and large. So just the word pineapple is not enough. And you see the number is quite a bit off. So the coordinate, if you use this in simply adding the numbers, like I did for this puzzle, you would get quite a different location from one towards the other. And it gets even worse when I use more common word, like for example, the red pears. If I use that in this one, I will get everything with the word red and everything with the word pear, right? So now I get certainly 100 or almost 200 entries. So for that reason, I often go to this website because even though this is not the official one, it is a very good website that has the numbers on there. And so here you can now look up the codes, just simple page, so you can use the find feature. So in my case, that's Control F. And now if I look up the same Queen Pineapple, I get two things, right? So if I type in, I see the find 1 of 1. So A, I know it's unique. And I have, of course, the number now found right away. So it's much quicker, much easier to use. So similar, if I now use the red pairs, you see here that it has the singular form on it, but it only has a single number. So you see the other website used the plural, this one used the single. So again, slight variations that you have to watch out for. But the good news is there's only one number. Well, of course, if I just typed in pair, we would find lots of different combinations and all of them have different numbers. And as we saw, for example, some of them have multiple, as we saw with pineapple. So I purposely made for the West, if I do the apple and look up the recipe, we see here two numbers. So that means that if the person solving this, there at least would be two valid combinations, right? Because there's two valid solutions. So in this case, I either, the user would have to try two options, or maybe if I set a range, because these numbers are fairly close, I could accept both numbers to be correct and then use like a checker like certitude to solve it. So I'll leave the other ones up to you. So that way you can solve this puzzle and like I said, if everything goes correct, you gather to a location that should have a historic value that you can look up. So that's it. If you enjoyed it, please like the video. That way I know that you appreciated it. If you're not subscribed yet, I recommend you subscribe. That way you get notified. I try to publish once a month, but as you can see, sometimes I do bonus episodes like this. And so this way you know exactly when a new one rolls out. If you want to contact me, best way is on the waterfan5 on the geocaching.com website. You can also email me at the email address shown on this page. Or you can simply leave a comment on the page if there is something that you would like to bring to my attention. With that, thank you very much for listening, and hopefully you've learned something new on puzzles that have to do with shopping and recipes.